I mean, I think like Yu-Gi-Oh, I've heard it best described as it's a cascade of effects nowadays. Like oftentimes you are just in activating like one thing, you're going to start a new chain that's got a couple of links. And then you're probably going to start another chain that's got a couple of links. And you're going to have to pick the order of things and so many, like just between the amount of quick effects and like activation timings and all this stuff, like there's a lot to keep up with. And I know that, yeah, somebody might argue, well, like the simulator is just holding your hand with a big glowing yellow button and you just pick the card, you don't think about it. But in reality, it does a good job of, through repetition, getting you used to that, like the structure of how chains work. We've been finding it out recently, you know, we've been doing like these theme duels between decks like Fire Kings and Mermails. Oh. These decks that are notorious for just having just chain after chain. And like, you know, if it's my turn, then my effects go on the chain first and then my opponent's go. If it's my opponent's turn, it's the opposite. And that affects so many parts about how the actual chain is going to look and resolve and what's going to be left on the field at this point and what's going to be in the grave at this point. And then like when that chain finishes, a new chain happens, and it can just get to the point where it's like handling that in real life is totally doable, and people do it in tournaments all the time. I'm not saying that it's impossible, but I'm saying that if you are a more just intermediate level player, I think that playing Master Duel and being constantly exposed to that same thing over and over will get you to the point where you're used to seeing it, you're used to thinking about it, and then when you do finally go and play paper again after a few months or whatever, you will find that it is easier to register those situations in your head and like visualize them and stuff.
Because